Warning: the following video might contain some moments that might not be suitable for younger viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm what you would call a lazy son of a gun. There are only a few things in this world that would appeal to me. The effort itself to pursue one of these passions is not a part of those several things. So, because I don't have the will to go out and frolic like a freaking fool through a field of tulips and daisies, to be honest, I haven't done anything outdoor related in years. I sit in front of my precious TV. It's nothing new or fancy. At my own generous guess, it would probably be 12 inches. The upside was that it was a flat screen. I also had a satellite TV, which was another thumbs up, I guess. Sitting on your bum in front of an idiot box won't get you any success. It won't better your social life, and it sure as hell won't get you laid, but has shown me many awful things that I'll be able to keep with me. I always remember one program in particular that has had me out of my seat, going through my neighborhood looking for the key to my own safety. It's all because of one of the programs I hate: infomercials. Hate nothing more than seeing paid programming instead of the actual title. No info, no story, just some host selling America its next top useless gadget. What made this infomercial much more different from all the others was not so much what they were advertising, but how they were advertising it. It was roughly 15 minutes long, and it was aired late at night, like how most infomercials are. More and more, as hours pass, a new question pops up into my head. Recently, I asked myself, how did it air without struggle during the storm? Just a few moments ago, I asked, who put that up for the cable company to air? How did it even air on TV? My mind can never stay at rest, I swear. It was roughly a month and a half ago when I was up late during a humid summer night. I believe it was around 3 a.m. It was storming out. Since I was sitting on my gradually fanning bum in front of the idiot box, I started to get a little annoyed at the searching for signal message played for prolonged periods of time. When it did disappear, it was temporarily, and sometimes all that would play would be a digital glitch of whatever was playing at that moment. Then right back to searching for the goddamn signal. I grew tired of the silence of the television. I wanted to hear cars crashing from those caught on tape shows, and current screams of a audience at a pro wrestling event, or even the laugh of SpongeBob and Patrick. I pick up my remote, heading in the nooks and crannies of the slowly aging and breaking recliner I was sitting in. I hit the guide button to see what was playing on the other channels I normally watch. Most of the titles of the programs were gone because of the storm. The site was still trying to collect data. I was annoyed and about fed up with the cable. I was going to turn it off and go to bed, but after scrolling up one more page, I saw text in a program box. Alright, I thought to myself. That alright quickly turned into a for Pete's sakes. That program I was going to see was titled Paid Programming. I humored myself. Most of the other channels I watched were still glitchy and gathering data. After I tried to watch something I didn't like so much without the glitches, then the best show ever and missed all the greatest parts because of the glitches. Rolling my eyes, I highlighted the box with the words Paid Programming. See the info in the channel, which sparked some questions and oddness. The info for paid program wasn't what was usually in the info for infomercials, which is usually the title itself again. The info said supplies are running out. Not only did the words create an odd and curious atmosphere, they also give me that feeling of deja vu. That feeling when you've been there before, experienced this at some point. For I couldn't be sure of anything at the moment. My mind didn't went to the channel after I was done trying to figure out the info, but failing. The channel's name and number was one I have not seen before. The channel number was 73, which I don't ever remember ordering or even watching. What's even odder was its name. Ask why. What does that channel stand for? Why am I only seeing this now? More questions I thought I needed more to comprehend. Eventually, the thinking grew tiresome. I didn't want to think. Just fry a few brain cells staring at some host make a fool out of himself trying to make cash off of some stupid product most people probably won't even need or use. The program was only 15 minutes long. It was scheduled to air at 3:15 a.m. and end at 3:30 a.m. Not having very many other choices, I highlighted the blocked and pressed select on the remote. Static. That's all it was. All that was visible was freaking static. What little hopes of seeing something that had dropped like a dumbbell, But wait, static? Satellite TV does not show static when the receiver is on. It is only to show the searching for signals message on the black screen. Why was there static? It went on for 2 minutes, and I just sat there, gazing into it. I hoped my mind would entertain me and show me a face in the screen just to screw with me. I was getting desperate when I was about to turn off the TV and call it a night. The loud white noise stopped, and the sound that was very faintly played in my head, like I know it was it from somewhere. More deja vu. More stuff to think about, and I thought you fried your brain watching this trash. I focused my attention back on the TV, and it appeared to be a bog, or swamp of some sort. Bullfrogs' booming voices could be heard. Dragonflies could be seen, as well as lily pads and dirty, muddy water. I took more notice of the scenery, because it seemed to hold a sacred place in my mind. I paid no attention to the mumbles of voices in the background of the shot. It was 3:18 when an Indonesian man stepped in front of the camera. Finally, something was going to happen. Only to be BS'd again for another minute. He was talking to someone outside the shot, and seeing how the camera shook a little bit during response to the man in front of the camera, I figured it was the cameraman being spoken with. The man in front of the camera turned away from the screen to his right. Left from my perspective, he yelled at something. The yell was full of rage, like it said something hostile or violent. Maybe a threat? At 3:19, the Indonesian man spoke with a heavy accent. So heavy, most people weren't even able to understand what he was saying. I don't know how, but I was able to decipher most of what this man was trying to say. He started, "Good evening. We have yet again our high-quality product available for sale. Stay tuned to watch us perform 3 tests with it to show how top quality it is." What are they selling? The hostile made a motion with his hand that said, "Come here." It was gestured to his left. The right of the screen from my perspective, at 3:20, a large alligator appeared. It had jagged and rough-looking skin, and its teeth looking like they had been sharpened with hard mineral. It was something out of a horror movie. It wasn't that creepy through, because of all the deja vu moments. I felt like this could very well be a part of them as well. At 3:21, the host said, "Okay, first we will test the quality of this creature's skin." His hand reached up above the view of the camera, and he was handed something, bringing it back into the view. We see it as a sharp, serrated blade with absolutely no expression of fear whatsoever. The host casually walked up to the gator like it was domesticated pet, like it was a domesticated pet. My heart dropped as he began to saw at the skin of the gator. Very oddly and predictably, the alligator did nothing at all. He just lay there and took the cutting like it was a normal thing. The host finished up at 3:23 and said, "See, not one scratch is left on the skin." He was telling the truth. Not one scratch could be found. I was almost impressed by it. I kind of wanted to see if it would cut it. We seem to be running out of time, so we shall begin the other 2 tests at the same time, using the same subject. He said it with a smile. We shall test the cutting capability of the teeth and the power of the jaw. Back away from the camera and look to his right and scream. He made a quick and violent gesture for whatever it was to get to where he was at. Screaming could be heard off screen, and the host got fed up and walked towards the source of the scream. At 3:25, the host walked back into the shot with someone over his shoulder, fighting him to let them down. It appeared to be a teenage girl. She had jeans on, which seemed to be dirty from mud, and a long sleeve shirt. She wasn't from anywhere that was being filmed. She had no accent, and in fact sounded American. What should have been shock for me was simply an expression of indifference, a poker face of sorts. The host was having trouble controlling the girl and gestured for the help of the cameraman. The view shook once, and the fat man wearing a dirty shirt with khaki shorts was now in the view. The cameraman picked up the girl's head by her hair and hit her in the face with a hard haymaker. The sound of the blow was impressive. It was enough to control her and settle her down for the moment. It made it easier for the host and the cameraman to grab her by her wrists and ankles and toss her to the left, where the alligator is. That is when my heart dropped a little bit. The alligator wasted little time. As soon as the girl landed with a thud, the alligator bit at her and consumed her entire arm. She let out a wail painful to hear for the normal person, and with that was heavy gasping and sobbing. None of that noise lasted long, as the alligator bit her neck from the side and consumed half of it. The screams and sobs turned into gurgling. Blood, I thought. The alligator let go of the neck and dug into everything else like it was a feast before death. It went from the neck to the head, consuming it whole. The cracking and crushing sound of the skull made me flinch a little. From there, it went to the torso, to the legs, and so on. At 3:28, there was no longer a corpse for the alligator to hear. Body pieces were all over the swampy floor. Even the nearby water had a faint red tint in it. The camera then went back to the host, who said nothing. He just stared into the camera. He stared through the TV. He stared through the TV. He stared into me. The stare is what sent chills down my spine. It was like he was watching me, waiting for me to move or said something. When I did move, his eyes followed, and this continued until 3:29, when he said, "Or it's soon," because we were running low on supplies. Even while saying that, he had that soul-piercing stare in his eyes. The channel went back to static, and everything else was over. That night was over for me. But what struck me was that stare. From then on, I couldn't sleep as well as I used to. When I closed my eyes, I saw his. While my eyes were open, I was tired face. It was happening often. I could learn how to live with it. Eventually, I saw him on the television again. His tired face with this stare would be on for 5 minutes, then it would cut to regular programming. I grew fed up with it. I didn't want to see his face anymore. I ended up tossing out the satellite receiver and started reading to forget about him. However, in the small sewers of my deepest system of thoughts, I had to go back over those questions. I had to ask why I was sick of seeing the host's face. I had to look through all my thoughts that weren't fried by the idiot box. Did I not want to see him because of the stare on screen that I despise so much, or was it because he gave me that stare in the past and said, "We're low on supplies, so help me with this girl, or our restock will be instant"? It creeps me out what he threatened. It creeps me out even more than the thought of being watched through the television screen. So that was Alligator Girl on channel Ask Why. Somewhat of a infomercial creepypasta, and that was actually pretty good. It's like the pacing is quite good, and the main protagonist is can be a little bit of a jerk, but he has always a bit of that, still have that little bit scared about what he witnessed. This is not like a typical the haunted gaming us of like a gaming creepypasta story where the protagonist got a little scared over what he witnessed while playing some cursed copy of the game, or watching like a lost episode of a TV series, or like a scrap version of the movie that they watched. Here is just kind of like witness something shocking, which I had to felt a bit rather realistic, since there's like some stuff on TV that's could be too disturbing for the public eye, so there's that. And another thing is that scene with the girl getting attacked by alligators is kind of pretty gruesome, so there's that. So anywho, guys, don't have anything else to say about this creepypasta. This is actually pretty good, so hope you guys enjoyed this creepypasta reading video. Like and comment video and subscribe for content. So this is Mr. Fetty here, and I hope you have a very good day. So bye.